Hello, welcome back. This is part two of our series on hormones and how it is that they actually impact us. I'm Stephanie Priest. I'm the CEO and founder of Ignite Fitness and Kickboxing, and as well as the Ignite Method. We have spent many years working with thousands of people to help them get to the other side of their journey, really focusing on this being mindset, focusing on lifestyle and sustainability, quite frankly. How is it that not only do we get to the other side of our journey, but we get to the other side of our journey and we're able to maintain that for the rest of our lives through lifestyle and sustainability. So in this video today, we're actually going to talk about something that is really, really, really important, and that is how much sleep do I need? And I know that that doesn't necessarily hit the hormone tick box nearly as much as what we talked about last time, because we talked about cortisol in part one, but this is absolutely very important because cortisol, sugars, all of that have an impact on our ability to sleep. So why is it that we need to sleep? Well, quite frankly, it's from a restorative action for our body, right? It's really important that we have an opportunity for deep sleep, REM sleep, and have at least 20% of our sleep in REM sleep for our body to recover. Most of us don't get that. Most of us don't prioritize sleep. And I understand, right? I understand that it is very difficult to be able to prioritize sleep because, quite frankly, all of us are pulled in so many different directions. So how is it I'm supposed to be a great mom? How is it I'm supposed to be a great partner? How is it I'm supposed to be a great employee? Get sleep, work out every single day, make certain I eat healthy, do the laundry, clean the house. How am I supposed to do all of these things? I get it. It's really hard. So I'll tell you, for me, it is really, really important that I get my sleep. I use a Whoop band, so that way I can really focus on my recovery and make certain that my body is taken care of. When I sleep, I am better rested. I show up more powerfully for everyone in my life, whether it is the team that I work with or my family, my husband, and my children. Quite frankly, myself, I show up more powerfully for myself whenever I'm rested. And everyone's rest is dependent upon their body, right? Your body has a different circadian rhythm than my body does. But deep sleep, REM sleep in particular, right? That's what we're talking about, is really, really important because it gives us the opportunity from a muscle recovery perspective to take care of our bodies. And every day, our bodies absolutely have to have some type of reparation. So think about it. If you have a vehicle, right? In your vehicle, you change the oil in your vehicle, right? It's important to change the oil in your vehicle. It needs to be repaired. If you had a tire that was slashed, wouldn't you repair the tire that was slashed? Of course you would. If it were slashed every day, you would probably repair the tire daily. So that way you could make certain that you were able to get somewhere. Think of your body in the same manner, right? The same way that you would change the oil in your vehicle is very similar to us making certain that we get that really deep REM sleep. So it's really important to understand that. A couple of things: when you don't sleep properly, right, it increases inflammation markers in our body. So this can lead to chronic disease. It can lead to bloating. It can lead to high inflammation. And when you start off in the morning with high inflammation because you haven't gotten proper sleep, right, that's a problem. All of these things lead to long-term poor health. And truly, health isn't related to your weight. Health is about how you treat your body, right? How you show up powerfully for yourself every day. So I don't necessarily draw a correlation between what your weight is and actually being healthy and taking care of your body. I really don't believe that that correlation is there. I think that taking care of your body is the most important thing. So really, really think about that whenever you're thinking about recovery. Also, we have this hormone. It's actually the hunger hormone. It's called ghrelin. And ghrelin is really interesting because whenever that hunger hormone goes off in your body, it means that you need more energy, right? So when you're hungrier, then your body craves sugar if you're not providing it with other options like healthy fats and all that good stuff. So all of that leads out into making certain that you have restorative sleep. When ghrelin is activated, right, we also don't sleep well. So we want to make certain that we're feeding our body. When ghrelin is activated, you crave sugar. Sugar increases the levels of cortisol, right? Decreases the levels of melatonin, yielding poor sleep. So all of these things really work hand in hand. And I really want you to think about those. How is it that I make certain that I've got ghrelin maintained? How is it that I look at my sugar intake? How is it that my melatonin is at its optimal level and my cortisol is not at like this crazy high level? All of these things really work together. So that's the tiny little hormone that we're going to talk about today is ghrelin. And I say it's a tiny little hormone. It's actually a massive hormone that we need to think about, but I want you to think about that from a day-to-day basis. Okay. So tips for restorative sleep. How is it that we actually get restorative sleep? We do that by increasing our melatonin, right? Naturally. So, you can take like melatonin gummies, you can take all that stuff. But if you have natural sugar intake, right, that is really, really high, and most people have 77 grams or more of sugar is what they take in a day, then you're naturally going to have lower levels of melatonin because melatonin and cortisol are actually inversely related. So the higher your melatonin levels, the lower your sugar, the higher your sugars, the lower the melatonin. So how do we increase naturally the melatonin? By decreasing those sugars, by tracking. Yes, I said that ugly word again of tracking. Tracking your sugars and understanding about 24 grams of sugars is really about what you should have from a consumption perspective on a daily basis. Also, what are other ways, other tips for restorative sleep? Carbohydrates, right? Carbohydrates at night. I'm not talking about all that yummy pasta, right? I'm talking about sweet potatoes. I'm talking about squash. I'm talking about beans. I'm talking about those types of carbohydrates, right? Making certain that you have that. Identifying a consistent bedtime. When is it that you are going to sleep every single night? I have a very consistent, specific bedtime that I follow. It is how I make certain that I get up in the morning. It is how that I make certain that I have muscle recovery. It is how that I make certain that my body is completely restored. And it's how I show up powerfully for my family. It's how I show up powerfully for the people that I lead from a team perspective. It's how I show up powerfully for the boxers in our program. So identify consistent bedtime, build that into your world, and take no prisoners on that, right? Like you absolutely choose that bedtime and you go to bed at night, every single night. Turn off your electronics 60 minutes before you go to bed. So I'll tell you this, I bet you don't know this. So light production in our iPhones, there's a light that's in there. And that particular light that is actually in our electronics and our iPhones and all the, Samsungs and all that good stuff, it actually reduces the ability to create melatonin. So our wonderful computers in our hands that we use all day, every day, 60 minutes before you go to bed, right? You need to turn them off. So set a timer. I go to bed at 9 o'clock. I actually go to bed a little earlier, but I go to bed at 9 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, I'm done with all my devices because as I naturally lower that melatonin, right, I don't sleep as well. So there's a couple different ways that melatonin actually is created and promoted in the body. And this is a way that you are depriving your body as you lay in bed and you scroll through Facebook, as you lay in bed and you scroll through Instagram, as you lay in bed and watch stuff on YouTube, all right? Those are ways that you're decreasing your melatonin and quite frankly, that you're not getting the restorative sleep that you need. So set a timer that's 60 minutes before you go to bed. Now that you've identified your bedtime, right? That's when you shut that off. So how do you do that? You set a timer. It's pretty simple, right? You just have to choose it. And I think that that's the biggest thing, the most empowering thing that I can say to you is that you choose this, right? You choose how much sleep that you have. You choose not to be on Facebook. You choose not to be on social media an hour beforehand. You choose to track your sugars. So that way you make certain that you have the proper levels of melatonin in your body. So that way you actually get the sleep that you deserve, right? So go old school, really think about what it is that you want your nighttime routine to be. Build it into your schedule, small habits every single day. That's what leads us to success. So it was a pleasure talking to you. I hope that you absolutely love the content that we have in this particular video. If you did, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, make certain that you follow us, turn those notifications on so you know anytime that we're dropping new content. Also, check us out on Instagram, check us out on Facebook. We'd love, love, love to have you in our Fit, Free, and Fabulous group on Facebook, and all of our other groups. If you have questions or need anything, you can always DM us. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.